Welcome to Salcedo Paranormal. It is Monday, October 17th, 2022, and today I'll be covering paranormal news. As always, you can find all of the episodes of the show, along with links to social media, ways to donate, and ways to contact me at the podcast page. And that is salcedoparanormal.podbean.com. That's SALSIDO paranormal.podbean.com. Always happy to hear from you all, whether you have comments or questions or topic suggestions or stories of paranormal experiences, whether they're your own or from others that you trust. And I can either read those or have you join me on the show to talk about them. So, I've already put all the stories for tonight's show into the stream chat. And of course, I will include all the links to those in the podcast and YouTube episode descriptions as well. And thank you all for listening. As always, to the podcast and YouTube feeds. We just crossed 7,000 views on YouTube. So that is really amazing. And thank you all. And also hello to everyone in chat here. I see you all there. So yeah, I believe that covers everything. I will get to these stories here. Again, I always just try to summarize them, so I definitely recommend checking them out so you can find all the images and read the entire story as well. So I think with that, I can get started on talking about these articles here. So, and I found all these tonight using the email alert system that I have set up. Also, big thanks as always to Michael Strange from Troubled Minds Radio and Derek for helping me figure out and realize that these news shows can be done. Because when I first started, I wasn't sure about it, but I do like them. I think they work, and so yeah, glad I get to do these. So I have decided though today I'm not going to cover as many of the lists of haunted places anymore, because what I was thinking is eventually I'm going to start covering the same places over and over again in these different articles, and I'd rather not do that unless it's a look into one location. I'd rather not be reviewing the same articles because some articles give more information than others, so there's going to be a lot of repeat, I think, in covering those articles still. But the good thing is, even without covering those articles, it still wasn't difficult to find enough material for tonight's show. So this is from Collider.com, and this is about something I'm aware of, but I haven't really ever looked into the details behind it. And this article the title is The Haunted History of Poltergeist. And they're referring to the movie series here. And this is something that's odd in a way. And it could tie back to the use of human remains in some of the scenes in at least one of the movies. At least that's the theory that I've seen, that the use of these remains is what caused all these things to happen, from going from mysterious malfunctions, I'm guessing in their technology, to multiple deaths over time. Of course, it's always hard to know exactly what's going on, how much of this is paranormal and how much isn't. Especially when it comes, I think, to people dying, because this goes back to the whole idea that the paranormal is always dangerous, and everything is just out to get everyone and super powerful, and I don't think that's always the case. But it's still, can't be denied there have been events related to these movies that are rather frightening in a way. Oh wow! So apparently, Poltergeist, the first one, came out in 1982. That actually is the year I was born. So, um, but it goes into these deaths. I don't really want to get too into that, but looking for looking for the rest here. Um, so let's see here. Apparently, uh, let's see here. Just scrolling through. If I have to go back to the deaths, I'll do that. Um, but yeah. So let me see here. Um, okay, I guess it's really gonna focus on mainly on the deaths, of course, which is again terrible that these things happen. Um, okay, so the first one they mentioned here is Dominique Dune or Dunn. Um, and it mentions here in the article that the first Poltergeist movie is widely considered to be the best. Um, and some of the events there was actually um, the things they featured in the movie. To I'm losing my train of thought here. There were some things in the movie that were done that somewhat mirror actual paranormal activity in places. Um, and let's see here. That works with or that goes with the idea of um, people investigating haunted places, psychics and mediums, and I'm guessing when they talk about the similar activity, they're talking about movement of objects, um, apparitions, that kind of thing. So now here's something here. Let me see here. Just looking at this more. So yeah, it goes into details about more of the details here. Let me see here. It kind of went from the didn't cover what it was said it was going to cover in this section. I don't know where this is coming from, but anyway, so just look at this article. There's a lot and a lot of details. So let's see here. Looking at this. So yeah, there's a lot. It's a long article, and definitely check it out. A lot of film history there, and so let me see here. Okay, here's something here. It mentions that the Poltergeist sequel. This article is jumping all around. I didn't notice that. So let me see here. The even with the deaths that happened, there were sequels, obviously, and apparently at one point there was there were technology that just there were machines that were used to make these movies that kept them malfunctioning. So yeah, check out that article for more details on everything. And it's kind of like I said, it seems a little bit scattered here and there, but maybe that's just how I'm trying to read it and scan it and summarize it here. So and it has a lot of images, so definitely look at that one after the show. So let's see here. Now this next one is neat. This is this and this website has quite the name, gardenandgun.com. But the title is, let's see here. If I can, okay, just gotta scroll a little bit, and then I'll find it. Okay, five ghost stories from the haunted houses of New Orleans. And so this is homes, not necessarily places that are open to the public. And the one thing I wanted to say before getting into this is any of these places that I talk about on these shows, I would always recommend checking into them online and to find out what the status of the location is, because obviously there are going to be some places that are residences, and then many of those may not be open to the public. So, and then there's also cases where the locations are uh, maybe not safe for people to be moving around in. So always look into these places whenever you hear about them on a show like this or read about them online. Before you go out there, check it out and make sure that they're open to the public, and go from there. But so I'm looking at this article here. This first one, it talks about here. This is quite the story. So I'll just read this. I think I'll just read this. It's not too long. So this one says, I moved on an insufferably hot August day to one of the oldest houses, and then I'll leave out the name of the street, built in 1831. I rented the large upstairs apartment, which was flanked by two smaller rear units. On my second day, a back tenant was moving out. It says, they said, "We can't handle the ghost," she said. "It's horrible." I never caught her name as she took off with her last cardboard box. I chalked it up to strange neighbors. That is, until things began happening. In the middle of the night, a golf ball rolled down the hallway. We don't golf. The chandelier bulbs began dramatically sparking, going dead. And I'll just stop there real quick to say that could be electrical issues, not paranormal, but it could also be paranormal. But anyway, this says one particular battery-operated cat toy ended up activated, rolling around the living room, despite being stored in a closed box in the guest room closet. Halloween 2019 arrived, and a friend of mine, RJ, flew in from New York. We decorated. Black lacquer skulls, purple fairy lights, plastic, I lost the spot. Plastic ghouls, and fake spider webs. From our, let's see here. From our hangovers, it says, the following morning, we marked the first big party a success. Threw all the decorations in an unorganized pile on the table, and sourced last-minute tickets for a concert, guessing. We returned just after midnight. I collided with RJ's back as he stopped dead. Every Halloween decoration was placed carefully and deliberately on the table. A shrine made of these decorations, all encased in plug-in fairy lights. 4 big skulls faced us, grinning. The effect was awful. I considered, and loudly discussed, moving out that very night. Instead, we unplugged the shrine, threw everything into storage boxes, and tried to sleep. 3 years on, with the help of the historic New Orleans collection, I've discovered our ghost is, and this is a name I don't know how to pronounce, but they go into details about the spirit here. It says, Vern, I'm not sure if I'm saying their last name right, V. Born in 1818, he lived in the house and raised his children here. In a strange twist of fate, or perhaps not, I became friends with his descendants who reside in the Garden District. He loved this house, they told me one night, drinking wine in the living room, once his bedroom. Now I regularly leave a shot of his preferred rum on the mantel, and he doubtfully continues to toss golf balls down our hallway at 3 a.m. So, neat story there. And there's 4 more, and I will leave those for you to check out. So, I might have to check that out myself later on. But, yeah, neat article with some neat stories there. It sounds almost like the spirit wanted to be part of the whole celebration, the whole Halloween thing. But also plugging in the lights as well. That's quite a bit. And then moving objects. That's quite the show right there. So, let me see here. Looking at this, these articles, and let's see here. Looking at the chat. Yeah, let's see here. Looking at the chat here, and yeah, the poltergeist. They're here quote. And then APOC says the Garden District is the spooky old neighborhood. So yeah. Now this is a possibility I hadn't thought of, but it could be. Vicky, hello Vicky, says mouse probably playing with the golf ball, and that could be. If it was also, it could be if it was somehow maybe stored away somewhere that the family didn't know or didn't see. Especially if it's a bigger house, it could be possibly that. Hello, Mattel. It's a ghost of a golfer. Could be that as well. So, but yeah, all of New Orleans is something different. Yeah, I still want to go there someday. But all right. So let me get to this next article here. And here we have another article about a mountain. This is from LaramieLive.com. And this one says, let's see here. Haunted Wyoming mountain. Hike at your own risk. Of course, it says. And this is about, let's see, Cedar Mountain. And it's located in the northwest part of the state, it says. And it says it's not the only haunted mountain in the state, but it's called by many there the most haunted one of them. And it says this mountain is thought to be home to spirit activity going back to American Indian times. It was once called Spirit Mountain. There you go. And so apparently it's an active area as far as just even people that love to climb and hike and just be out in nature. Let's see here. The mountain, it says, is 7,890 feet above sea level. And now here it's going to get into the stories here. So people say that the mountain has spirits of many people who have passed away on the mountain itself. There's also a cave known as Spirit Cave underneath the mountain, which is an actual cave system as well. So that's really, really neat. People claim to have heard footsteps in these caves and canyons, and even voices of people while hiking and camping up there. But I'm guessing when they check on where the voices are coming from, they don't find anything. Now it says that night hikes are out of the question. I'm wondering if it's just because of the terrain. And let's see here. It mentions that there are also reports of these beings called little people, and it says they're small devil-like beings. So I basically just little creatures. So really amazing there if that's the case. And that's where that article ends. And of course, it begins into a new one. But check that out for all the details and some images as well. So let's see here. And now this next one, I have never heard of this before, but it's another vanishing hitchhiker situation here. And let me see, looking at the chat again. Lamasfina, I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name right here. Says my mom used to see little men when she was a little girl. Yeah, it's a thing. People all around, really. Different parts of, I mean, definitely the U.S. and then different parts around the world have had reports of little figures and different descriptions of them. Some more human-like. Okay, good. Glad I said it right. And others more like what they described in that article. So yeah. Thank you all for being here. I'm always glad when so many people are able to be here for this. So this next article here is from, let's see here, WRAL.com. And this says, locals share spooky story of rain-soaked hitchhiker in Walhalla, South Carolina. I'm not sure if I'm saying that one right, but anyway. So this one says, this is an apparition of a figure dressed in black, in a black raincoat. And it's a man looking around, looking for a ride. Now, they're seen in the area of some place called Moody Spring. And then there's also another spring nearby that they're known to be at. Apparently, witnesses say that he's quiet, expressionless, and pale. And the hitchhiker apparently asks for a ride to a nearby overlook. So, and some people say they picked up this hitchhiker at this overlook, and he's asked them to take him back to Moody Spring. So he appears to go back and forth. And then, of course, when the car arrives at the location where he wants to go, he mysteriously disappears when he arrives there. Now, the amazing thing about this is the report is that there is sometimes an actual wet spot from the rain, from his raincoat, that is left behind on the seat. Apparently, this story has been told for decades. Some believe it says that he's the spirit of a pilot who disappeared in the area in the 1950s. Says that apparently this pilot flew into a rainstorm and crashed and never found, even though pieces of the plane were. And but amazing sighting, especially with the water being left behind. So, and this is in Highway 107 in Oconee, Oconee, Oconee County in the rain. It says in the rain and the dark. Watch for this hitchhiker. So, just a really amazing story there, and sightings going back decades. And then again, like I said, the leaving behind water as well. Um, let's see here. Yeah, it was South Carolina. It was didn't really give the name of the exact town. I don't think, unless Walhalla is a town, but Ocone County, Oconee County. Um, so neat story there. I'd never heard of that one before. And a lot of your vanishing hitchhikers, in many cases, are either women or young girls. So this is a different one. So I have one more article here to share, and this is from a website called RoyalPurpleNews.com. And the title of this article is "Do You Believe in Ghosts?" And this is another one of those articles about a recent survey. Let's see here. So, looking at the looking for the part that goes into the okay. So this is partly like an advertisement for a an event that happened, but let's see here. Looking for this more. And I thought there was a part in here about the um part in here about the study. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of a different article. But so let me see here. Looking at this here, yeah, this is not. I think I may have gotten the wrong article. So this is apparently about a performance done by this person who claims to have summoned spirits from different locations. So apparently, I'm guessing it's he's a medium of some kind. But so yeah, looking at the rest of this year, this is not what I thought it was. Um, so I apologize for that. But yeah, there's another article that I thought I had. Oh wait, here we go. It's in this article. It's one part of this article. So there was this poll done in a nationwide survey in 2019. And it said that 46% of Americans believe in ghosts. 36% believe they say that they believe the spirits are a myth, while 18% don't know. And mentions this is consistent among various political alignments and let's see here. So yeah, neat study there. I feel like these numbers go up and down depending on which article you find, but 46% is still not bad. So I apologize for stumbling around with that article, but yeah, that was the part that I focused on, obviously. So, but I do think it's just with all the media, with all the reality quote reality shows, and all of the podcasts and radio shows on this, I think that it's going to be this is definitely in a excuse me. This is definitely something that is not going away. This interest from the public, at least in part, in the paranormal, and I'm happy about that. So, but yeah, that's it for today. Thank you all for listening. I'll be back tomorrow night with true paranormal stories from the web on the next episode of Salcedo Paranormal. Take care, everyone.